Welcome to Healthy Minds Talk, a podcast created to help you grow, bring awareness to mental health, and also remind you that it's not all in your head. There's hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. I'm Praise Victor, and I remain your host on this show. Welcome back to the Healthy Minds Talk podcast. So this episode is going to be like most of the episodes I'm going to be releasing now. They're not exactly going to be so long, like lengthy normal episodes that I release on the podcast, but they are going to be more of short 10 minutes, 5 minutes podcast episodes where I basically just I don't have any script right now. Everything I'm saying is from my head. Normally, I would never risk recording a podcast episode like this, because most times when I record off script, I go when I record without a script, I go off the topic that I want to talk about, and I don't want to release any podcast episode where it's like I'm just rambling, I'm not making a specific point, and I am not sending the right message out there. But anyways, today's podcast episode is still about self-love kind of, but in a different way, because the last episode I released was on Valentine's Day, and immediately I finished recording that episode, I was like, that was beautiful, I love you so much, I'm proud of you. I told myself that, and I realized that it's not everybody that tells themselves that they are proud of themselves or that they love themselves, and it's not everyone that encourages themselves. That it's not every time you tell yourself, oh, you're doing great, I see how hard you're working, and I believe that you can get through this. And it's somewhat similar to affirmations, but it's more of seeing yourself, not comparing yourself to someone else that's out there. You are the only person that knows what you are going through. You're the only person that knows the effort that you put into making things better or into making things work for you. And sometimes we don't even notice it, but we criticize ourselves more than other people criticize us. And I feel like we do this because we criticize ourselves so that even if we get a negative or constructive criticism out there, we already have this mindset that, yeah, I know it was shit. Yeah, I know I did a terrible thing, or I know that this was a stupid idea, or this was a stupid project, and this other person did better than me, and all of these things we tell ourselves that brings us down. I feel like we do that because when someone else out there does it to us, it doesn't hurt that much because we've already done it to ourselves. And that's a terrible, terrible thing to do. You know that even if you work so hard on a project and you still get criticized for it, yeah, the person that criticized you maybe the person didn't do it in a kind, constructive way, and the person did that, and it kind of felt like an attack on your self-esteem, on your confidence, and all of that. In that moment, I feel like instead of bringing yourself down the more, instead of saying instead of saying that, yeah, I totally agree with this person, I knew that what I did was just terrible, I didn't work hard enough, I didn't put in so much effort. Meanwhile, you know that you did. So in those kind of situations, the best thing you can do to yourself, or for yourself rather, is just first off take a deep breath. And if you want to cry because of how you were criticized or how the feedback was, if it wasn't what you expected, if you really want to cry, just feel your emotions and cry. It's absolutely okay. Now, after you're done crying, instead of, criticizing yourself the more and bringing yourself down, tell yourself that I'm actually proud of myself that I did this. I did this with the expectation that this was going to be a great project because I put in so much effort to make that happen. But at the end of the day, even though the feedback I got wasn't what I expected, that doesn't undermine the efforts that I put in. That doesn't undermine me taking a step forward into the unknown and doing something that I have never done before. It took a lot of courage, a lot of confidence to keep going, even when I didn't have a template, or even when at some point I really didn't know what I was doing, but I kept going because I had this end goal in mind. Just try and be that comforting voice to yourself. I feel like in this day and age that we live in, we need to normalize being that uplifting voice that we need to hear. Your voice should be the first uplifting voice that you hear whenever you are down, or whenever you get criticized, or you just don't feel worth it, or feel like yourself, or you just feel like shit. You are the first person that not like you are the first person, but you are the only person that actually knows all the shit that you have been through. And someone coming out of somewhere to criticize you for a little thing that maybe you didn't even actually do right does not undermine the fact that you have also done beautiful things before. And I feel like I said before at the beginning of this episode, this entire episode was not scripted. So I feel like the direction where this is going is just talking about how you can still love yourself and show up for yourself, even when or after you get criticized for a particular project, or you get negative feedback for a particular project you've worked on and put in so much effort. Now, this has nothing to do with me, I promise. I don't even know where this is coming from, but I just feel like this is a message for someone out there that needs to listen to this. I would say that I see that you put in so much effort into the work that you put out, and I just want you to know that this should not be where you stop. You shouldn't stop because you got one or maybe two or negative comments or feedbacks. No matter what work you put out there's going to be someone or people that don't agree with you. Everyone is subjected to their own point of view, and that's okay. Now, if they choose to criticize you or bring negative feedback to you, do not let that get into your inner self-worth. Do not see yourself how they see you. Do not see yourself, or do not see your work how they see your work, because you created that. You put in so much energy and effort, and just be proud of yourself. Even though you didn't get the feedback you were expecting, be proud of yourself. You did something, and it's amazing that you did something. And I'm proud of you too, that you actually did something. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends, family, and co-workers. You can also share a screenshot of it on IG and tag me. The link to my profile is in the description. I'd love to give you a shout out in next week's episode. Finally, before I go, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on the podcasting platform you're using. Have a healthy mind till we talk again next Monday.